Yes, happy Wednesday midweek greetings. This is your dose of Afro Roast Edutainment, where we bring you entertainment and education to free our minds from all the gragralizations. My name is Dr. Shikumo Kokofele Koroma, and I welcome you to this fine, sweet home. Africa is where my heart lies. I am not trying to disguise myself, but these are just trendy things to do in our days and these days of coronavirus. Imagine just a couple of months ago, if I walked this way into a financial institution or any so-called shops that are limited to, you know what I mean? Boy, oh boy, police securities will be tailing me like nobody's business. Politicians will be yapping on their confused right-winger confusion to say hijabers are the terrorists, but will realize that they are homegrown white capital terrorists disguised in many suits. We have them in all shapes. The Washington saga just showed the Tron light. It's like pot, ganja. Peter Tosh was right way, way back. Legalize it. Georgie smoke it. Passport, passport, pastors. The preacher men do smoke it. Even the used to smoke it until our blackface prime minister, my brother from another mother, Justin Trudeau, and his Liberal government legalized it. Now we've seen all the faces coming from the woodworks getting high. I get high every day, not because I smoke willingly, but because my neighbors puff and I inhale unwillingly without my consent the aroma of the ganja, marijuana, whatever you call it, because I do not have control of what I inhale in our polluted world. Just wanted to drop that in. So I am not trying to disguise myself. This is me. I am what I am, and we are what we are. Until we have self-respect, nobody will respect you. And don't call me black. Don't blackilize me. Even if the name African was projected, given to us, it is better than somebody blackilizing me when I'm not black. Unfortunately, our brothers and sisters born in the diaspora are still in denial of their Africanness. The majority, I would say, because there are some sound Africans, more Africans born in the diaspora, but are more Africans than the confused so-called continental Africans who are super drunk, not just in assimilation, but high on that addictive insanity drugs, otherwise known as AIDS. Anyway, this is all about going back home. I know as we celebrate African History Month, each and every day we should. There's not even no reason why we should be celebrating, because it should be in our DNA. But because we tend to pocketlize ourselves. Carter G. Woodson created that moment because the conversation of an African was almost non-existent. Now we should own it, and we cannot blame or point fingers. But we have so many deniers in ourselves. Some are more comfortable being called blacks rather than African. But you know what? At the end of the day, some master will tell you that you are indeed African. So to all the brothers and sisters who are going back home, whether born in the diaspora as a long time descendants of enslaved Africans, or those of us who come and are called ourselves diaspora, we have to return humble respectful, and as true Africans, not as pretended Africans. Oh, when I was in America, this is better. But when I was in London, we've seen people going back, naming football teams after the American ghettos where they are, naming clubs American clubs or British this, just so that they can identify themselves to the same nonsense we are running after. Just like how it was way back when our brothers and sisters returned to what some port was discovered, Freetown or Liberia. Those are the consequences that brought so much, but we'll leave that for now. So to those who are returning, return humble, return to be part of the society with a difference. But don't go with an attitude of that arrogance that I'm better. We are Americans, we are Jamaicans, we are this, instead of being Africans. And for you so-called continental Africans, you better wake up and don't say, oh, those are not Africans. Are you kidding me? And don't ever call an African slave. No African was born slave, and nobody is supposed to be born a slave. People are enslaved. And lastly, stop that nonsensical nonsense that, oh, our African brothers sold us. How many times do we hear anybody blaming Germans? There were Germans who partook into Hitler's war. But you know what? It is past, they've learned from it. So let us grow, that in every given circumstances, there are people who will connive with the tormentors. America have just shown us with Donald Trump. Can you blame all Americans for supporting Donald Trump? No. At the end of the day, a few said no to him and we've deported him. So Africa, wake up. We still have a lot to deal with in Africa. But as long as we are still upholding those borders and thinking a black person needs to do a DNA. Nonsense. Or you need a passport or a visa to go. No. It should be automatic. If Eurocentric people can travel around, look at the Commonwealth of Nations. It is supposed to be nations coming together under a Commonwealth that is so uncommon. But African countries that make majority of the Commonwealth are still faced with inconveniences of visa. You cannot travel to Britain, to Canada, to Australia without a visa. But they can pick their bag and travel within those areas. Where's the equity? What's the empathy? And what's the respect? Okay? And divorce yourself from all these nonsensical things. Okay? This is a showcase of musical interlude. Oh, shut up. And of course, a showcase of few brothers and sisters who have received the citizenship in Sierra Leone, like in Ghana. You're welcome home, and we hope you are true Africans, not even those who are born in the continent and go back pretending they can't speak their languages or speaking those fake languages. Be back, lay low, be part of the system, not the problem. Hala. One love, Africa.